Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Two Beast. First time doing this. I've been recently getting into women's MMA a hell of a lot, and generally MMA as a whole. Um, it really started back at the end of 2020, where I started, actively looking out for like the different UFC cards that was coming out and stuff like that. Mostly focused on the women, because I mean this from the most respectful place I can. From a heterosexual male's perspective, there's nothing more amazing than seeing these beautiful women going out there and freaking knocking heads off and making names for themselves and really just making the sport evolve and things of that nature. So, I mostly paid attention to the women for that, you know what I mean? Just because I love it when women can actually be as competitive as guys are in a particular sport, whether it be basketball, whatever. So when I initially got in it with the women, and then every now and again, certain really big name characters like, Izzy, and like a Conor McGregor, even a Jorge and Masvidal, and like generally all the champions and the top contenders, I might pay attention to, and definitely any undefeated fighters. I try to look at it and see, how long they can keep that going and stuff like that. So relatively new. But yeah, there's this one thing that's been really, I don't want to say bugging me, but it's been something that I'm a little bit confused about. Now, part of me knows and feels as though it's being said simply because UFC wants to sell the fight. At the end of the day, UFC is a business. I believe it's $1 billion valuation. You know what I mean? $1 billion company and everything. So they got to sell the fight. But my thing is, you can sell me the fight, but me, I'm a person of logic. I'm not going to sit here and claim to have more either experience or knowledge than anybody that's been doing this a lot longer than me. But what I will say is this, from a logical perspective, when you look at a Jessica Andrade, and you look at a Valentina Shevchenko. Now, what a lot of reporters and a lot of people in interviews are saying, and this, that, and the other, and a lot of people at UFC and all over the place, what they're saying constantly is Valentina has never faced anyone with the power of Andrade. Now, I don't want to get too boring and all, like we're at school or something like that in English class, but when you say the word never, and you don't cap it off, at the end of the day, we got to take the word at, okay, there's no cap on this, there's no limitations, right? So anything goes, more or less. So when you say someone like Valentina Shevchenko has never faced anyone with the power of Andrade, I have literally heard people say that exact same phrase. They don't cap it off with, oh, this is the most powerful person at flyweight. Oh, this is the most powerful person she's faced in her title run. You know what I mean? Like, they don't cap it off. They just say point blank period, she hasn't dealt with anyone with the power like Andrade. And that'll be the sentence. One particular interview I just watched, it wasn't an interview actually, it was just a person's podcast, and they were giving their, opinion on the fight. And it was Megan Anderson. She's a former UFC featherweight, and she weighed in on it. And then what she said, essentially that Valentina, it's interesting because Valentina hasn't dealt with anyone that has the strength and power that Andrade has. And I listened to it, and I'm like, wait, who is Amanda Nunes? You know what I mean? Like I said, when you don't cap it off and you just say just point blank period, no one never, those two like words there, when you use those, it's like, okay, we can go in any direction. We ain't capping it off the flyweight. We ain't capping it off at all. It's just like, okay, any and everyone in the UFC or elsewhere that she has ever faced, no one is as strong as Andrade, is what you're saying. And that just simply is not true. You know what I mean? Now, I'm open for arguments. I'm open for, debates and things of that nature. I will never pretend to know anything that I don't know. But what I do understand is the English language to a pretty decent, level. And when I hear that, I'm like, okay, are we really claiming that Jessica Andrade is stronger than Amanda Nunes. I mean, if you look at the stats, I believe Amanda Nunes is somewhere along the lines of between 5'7" and 5'9". I think it's either 5'8" or 5'9" is what Amanda Nunes' height is. And I'm pretty sure Amanda Nunes walks around at nothing less than 150, 155 pounds. I'm pretty sure. Now, someone like a Jessica Andrade who's able to cut to 115, I don't think she's ever missed weight. I may be wrong on that. Like I said, I don't claim to know things that I don't officially know, but I do believe she hasn't ever had trouble making weight. So someone in that scenario, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be cutting much more than 20 pounds. So you're talking 135 pounds compared to a 155 pounder. And plus, obviously, Amanda Nunes' power has been tested and proven. So it's like, to say that Valentina has never dealt with power like Andrade, it's just like, I get it. You want to sell the fight, that's cool. But at the end of the day, we can't just make false statements. You know what I'm saying? So that's my main thing. At the end of the day, I personally am a Valentina Shevchenko fan. I believe that Valentina could have won that second fight with Amanda. I believe the problem is the image that was left in the head of the judges in that fifth round. Because if you actually go to this real cool website, MMA Decisions, there's not going to be a link in the description, and I don't have any affiliation, but I love that they actually break down the rounds that each judge individually gave to each fighter. So they'll be like round 1 and 2 went to Andrade, or whatever. They break down each individual round on the official judges' scorecards, right? The points that they assign. And leading up to the fifth round, all three judges had it 2-2. So at the end of the day, I feel like the main deciding factor was Amanda Nunes got the takedown. She ended in top position. And because at the end of the day, judging, in my personal opinion, is way too subjective to an opinion. Because of that, in the judge's opinion and people's general thoughts on a fight, oh, you're on top of someone, that means you're beating them up. That's a general opinion of the public if they see a fight going on. If someone's on top of another person, it looks like they're winning the fight, right? I feel like we can all agree on the fact that it left the image in the judges that, oh, Amanda Nunes won the fight. And this is coming from a Valentina Shevchenko fan. I'll be the first one to let you know, I was very pissed when I saw Valentina lose, because she was one of the main reasons why I started actively following MMA. So yeah, being a Valentina Shevchenko fan, I'll be the first one to tell you there is not, and absolutely nowhere is there a guarantee that she's going to win that fight. I think there's a very good chance she's going to win it. If I were to assign a percentage to it, I think it's maybe 60-65 Valentina and then 35 Andrade, simply because my main thing is, from a logical perspective, I believe that the fights that I've seen of Andrade, whenever she gets that takedown, that slam on the head that all the Andrade fans are thinking is going to happen, I'm not saying it's not necessarily going to happen, but what they got to understand is, and me being a pro wrestling fan as well, all it takes is a shift of your body, and there's more than likely a high chance that you're not going to land on your head. It's just very highly unlikely to do that, especially if you're aware of your body. You know what I mean? Any pro wrestler in existence, they can even mess up a move and avoid landing on their head very, very easily. Like, it's not easily, but they have the skill to do that type of thing. So it's not, I don't want to call it a freak accident, but it's not like it's, this thing that is definitely going to happen. There's no definitely in fighting. You know what I mean? You'll never hear me say Valentina is definitely going to win. There's no chance in hell that this person is going to win who's facing her. It's just, that doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing fight, but I really just wanted to comment on what I keep on hearing. I don't want to say it's bugging me. It's just like, at the end of the day, that means UFC did their job. They have people believing that is the case, and that means they did their job. Everybody's saying it. Oh, she's never faced anybody this strong before. Let me buy this pay-per-view. But me, the the overthinkers, right, like me, you know, they're like, well, hold on, who's Amanda Nunes? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, first time doing one of these. I do it off the top of the dome. I don't have no script. I don't have no bullet points written out. I just had a whim, and I've been watching a lot of MMA lately. I've been in a few chats lately, and just kind of scoping out what people's thinking and their people's perspectives. And I just decided, you know what? Let me try one of these videos. You know what I mean? So definitely let me know feedback, even if you want to be a troll. I'm not well versed in detecting it necessarily, so I'll probably fuck around and, you know, respond and this, that, and the other. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Me personally, the only thing I'm willing to bet on is that it's gonna be a very interesting fight. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Two Beasts.